Have you ever stood at the edge of a deep, vast canyon and shouted into the void? You wait for the echo, but sometimes the wind carries your voice away, and all you get back is silence. In that moment of silence, do you panic? Do you scream louder, hoping the canyon will finally answer? Or do you stand there, awed by the sheer magnitude of the space before you? This is the exact paradox we face in love. You feel a shift. The woman you desire, the one you felt a deep connection with, suddenly pulls back. The messages stop. The warmth turns into a cool breeze. Your instinct, driven by millions of years of biological programming, screams at you to close that gap, to fix it, to chase. But I am here to tell you that this silence is not an error. It is not a malfunction in your connection. It is the most honest conversation she has ever had with you. Most men view a woman's withdrawal as a locked door they must break down. But what if I told you it is not a door, but a mirror? A mirror reflecting the parts of yourself you have been too afraid to look at. Today we are going to walk through 7 layers of understanding. We are going to dismantle the fear of abandonment and replace it with the power of self-sovereignty. Our purpose is not just to get her back. Our purpose is to get you back. Let us look at the first layer, which I call the mirror of the void. When a woman keeps her distance or becomes indifferent, she is instinctively holding up a mirror to your internal world. The anxiety you feel, the urge to check your phone every 5 minutes, the spiral of self-doubt, those things are not caused by her. She simply stopped providing the noise that distracted you from your own emptiness. Think of a lake. When the wind blows and the water is choppy, you cannot see your reflection. But when the wind dies down and the surface becomes still, you see everything perfectly. Her silence is that stillness. It is forcing you to see your own reflection. If you look into that silence and see a man who is incomplete without her validation, she will see that she is not testing you with malice. She is testing the structural integrity of the vessel she is considering boarding. If she steps onto your ship and the floorboards creak under the weight of a simple silence, how can she trust you to carry her through the storms of life? She withdraws to see if you collapse or if you remain standing. The man who collapses proves he was never building a partnership. He was looking for a crutch. The man who remains standing proves he is ready for a queen. Because he is already a king in his own kingdom, this leads us to the second layer. The lighthouse principle. Imagine a lighthouse standing on a jagged rock in the middle of a dark ocean. The ocean is chaotic, emotional, and ever-changing. The waves crash against the rock, sometimes gently, sometimes with violent force. Does the lighthouse chase the waves? Does the lighthouse beg the ocean to calm down? No, the lighthouse simply shines. It stays rooted. In this metaphor, she is the ocean. Her emotions, her doubts, her pulling away, these are the tides. You must be the lighthouse. Many men try to become the ocean too. When she becomes chaotic, they become chaotic. When she pulls back, they drift out to sea trying to find her. But a lighthouse that moves is useless. A lighthouse that chases the waves ends up drowning. When she pulls away, she is looking back at the shore. She wants to see if your light is still blinking in the same spot. She needs to know that no matter how far she drifts, your location is fixed. Your stability is your greatest seduction. By doing nothing, by standing your ground and tending to your own light, you become the beacon she eventually has to return to. Not because you forced her, but because you are the only safe harbor in a chaotic world. Let us deepen our understanding with the third layer, the law of emotional aerodynamics. There is a principle in physics and in life. Pressure moves from high to low. When you chase, when you send that double text, when you demand clarity, you are creating a high-pressure system directed at her. What is the natural reaction to high pressure? Resistance. You are literally blowing her away. Conversely, when you create space, you create a vacuum, a low-pressure zone. Nature abhors a vacuum. It rushes to fill it. This is the ancient concept of Wu Wei from Taoist philosophy, the art of effortless action. It is doing without doing. When you withdraw your energy, not out of spite, but out of self-respect, you create a magnetic void. You stop feeding the dynamic with your anxiety. Suddenly, she feels a drop in pressure. She feels a space you have left. In that space, her curiosity begins to grow. Her imagination turns back on. She starts to wonder about you, rather than feeling suffocated by you. You must have the courage to let the vacuum exist. You must trust that if the connection is real, the laws of emotional physics will pull her back into your orbit. Now we enter the new territory. The fourth layer, which is the father wound. We must ask ourselves a painful question. Why does her silence hurt you so much? Why does it feel like death? For many of us, this panic is not about the woman. It is an echo from childhood. It is the anxious little boy inside you who is terrified of being left alone. Perhaps you had a parent who was inconsistent, emotionally absent, or critical. You learned that love was something you had to earn, chase, or perform for. When she pulls away, she unknowingly touches that ancient wound. You react not as a grown man, but as a helpless child. You try to fix it to soothe your own inner child. But here is the truth, she cannot heal that boy. Only you can. When the anxiety rises, instead of texting her, turn inward. Visualize a younger version of yourself. Speak to him. Tell him, I'm here. I am not leaving you. We are safe. You must become the father to your own inner child. When you heal this wound, her silence loses its power to hurt you. You stop needing her to be your mother, and you become ready to be her lover. The fifth layer is the architect of time. Most men live in a reactive state. They wait for things to happen to them. When she goes silent, you feel like a victim of time, waiting by the phone. This is a passive existence. A high-value man, a stoic man, realizes that time is his most non-renewable resource. He does not spend it waiting. He spends it building. When she hands you the gift of silence, she is handing you back your time. Take it. Use it. Look at your career, your body, your relationship with your creator, your legacy. While she is away figuring out her feelings, you should be busy building your empire. This is not a distraction technique. This is a realignment of purpose. When a woman sees a man who is so engrossed in his mission that he barely noticed she was gone, it triggers a primal attraction. She realizes she is not the center of your universe. She is a guest in it, and that is a universe she wants to explore. You must place your mission above your woman, for only then can you be strong enough to protect her. Finally, we reach the seventh and highest layer, the sovereign star. This is the ultimate goal of all relationships and spiritual growth. It is the realization that you are complete on your own. In astronomy, a binary star system consists of two stars orbiting a common center of gravity. They do not crash into each other. They dance. If one star collapses, the system fails. You must be a star with your own gravity, your own heat, your own light. True love is not to halves making a whole. It is to whole sharing a path. When you reach this level of consciousness, her no contact is no longer a threat. It is simply a phase. You accept it with grace. You do not need her to validate your existence because you are already infinite. You transition from I need you to I choose you, but I do not require you to breathe. This is the energy of a king. It is the energy of God-given masculinity. It is calm. It is patient. It is terrifyingly powerful because it cannot be manipulated. When you embody this sovereignty, you do not just get the girl. You attract the world. Now, before we part ways, I want to give you a tool, a practice to use the next time the panic of silence hits you. It is called the anchor of breath. When you feel the urge to check your phone, stop. Put the phone down. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in for 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Hold the empty lungs for 4 seconds. In that empty hold, in that silence of the breath, say to yourself, I am the mountain. The weather changes, but the mountain remains. Do this until the urge passes. This is how you build the muscle of emotional endurance, gentlemen. The silence you are experiencing right now is not a punishment. It is a graduation test. Life is asking you, are you ready to stop being a boy who needs attention and become a man who commands respect? The woman is just the messenger. The message is for you to come home to yourself. Do not chase the echo. Be the voice. Do not chase the reflection. Be the source. If you are ready to stop chasing and start ascending, if you are ready to build a life of such deep purpose that silence only amplifies your power, then I invite you to join us. Subscribe to this channel not just for advice, but for a brotherhood of men who are waking up. Share this with a brother who is currently lost in the storm. Remember, the sun does not beg the earth to spin. It simply burns. Burn bright and let the gravity do the rest.